With Alien Romulus just around the corner, I thought it would be fun to rank all of the Alien movies in the franchise from best to worst. The best Alien movie easily is narrowed down to the first two in the franchise. I honestly feel like these two movies are pretty interchangeable, just depending on your mood. Alien, of course, is the queen of dark suspense sci-fi horror, but I feel like Alien's action is what most people associate with the Aliens franchise. I am going to go with Aliens in the number 1 spot, Alien in the number 2 spot. Number 3. Now this is where my poor taste in movies really starts to shine through. I absolutely love Alien 3. I know, it's one of the most hated Alien movies of all time, but I just love it. But for me, it really establishes a crucial part to the xenomorphs' evolution. It established that they take on traits from whatever creature they are born from. So in this, we get the 4-legged, crawling dog alien, which I absolutely love, and it's also a good example of when producers step in and make some changes for the better of the movie. Now, if you don't like Alien 3, go watch the special edition director's cut. I even hate that one. So with that, I'm placing it in the number 3 spot. Feel free to let me know in the comments how wrong I am for this, but I love it. Question of the day. Where do you think Alien Romulus will land compared to the other movies in the franchise? So in our number 4 spot, best to worst, I'm putting in Alien Resurrection in the number 4 spot. While the movie's not gonna blow your mind, it does do some cool different things. But you might find yourself just getting a little bit angry that they even brought Ripley back after the third one. But what I really love about this movie is it still brought back the brutality of the xenomorphs, and it established that xenomorphs learn and adapt to their surroundings. Much like the velociraptors trying to crank that door open, we get to see xenomorphs sacrifice one of their own, ganging up on them just so they can escape their own imprisonment and cause havoc. Now you're probably thinking, Austin, you're just going down the list of movies, you just shifted around the first two in the order. But this is where we're gonna break it up a little bit. We're kind of leaving the Alien franchise and delving into some subcategories here. In the number 5 spot, I'm putting Alien Covenant. Alien Covenant is probably the closest we're gonna get to an Alien movie with what we have so far. While I'm not a fan of the white alien, I feel like they really tried to figure out how to combine Prometheus into the Alien franchise itself. But honestly, I feel like they skipped a step. Like there's supposed to be a movie in between these two. And so it just feels a little bit disconnected from both. But overall, it just wasn't a very memorable movie besides the weird like flute scene with David, which I'm gonna let him whistle us into the number 6 spot. Alien vs. Predator Requiem. This was a pretty solid attempt at trying to redeem itself from, making that PG-13 version of AVP back in the day. Like, whose idea was it anyway to make a PG-13 Alien or Predator movie? It just doesn't make sense to me. But in any case, I really enjoyed AVP Requiem for what it was. I personally enjoyed seeing the xenomorphs kind of creep through people's homes, and it had some pretty awesome kills. Plus, we get to see a new alien, the Pred Alien, which has been around for a long time in comic books and in video games, but now we get to see it on the big screen, so that was super exciting for me. And if you really liked that, you can go ahead and thank Alien 3 for establishing that as a possibility. Number 7, Prometheus. This movie would have been fine on its own standalone movie, but they decided that they wanted to make it an Alien movie. A huge part of why I disliked it was I didn't need an origin story for the xenomorphs. I was much happier just thinking that they were a species on another planet that just infests and spreads and kills everything. I didn't really need to know about the engineers and how they sacrificed themselves onto a planet to create life, and then eventually you have David who comes in and trying to create some perfect species. I don't know, it just felt weird. Like if they just kept Alien out of it, it could have been its own cool sci-fi film, and I think I'd really have enjoyed it. Plus, I feel like the scientists they brought onto the crew really just lied on their resume, because there's some really poor choices, especially the little snake. You aren't gonna go up there and think it's super cute. Like, it's just dumb. I mean, he kind of deserved to die how he did. So it's still a pretty fun movie, but in the Alien franchise, I gotta put it down towards the bottom. Drum roll! Brrr. We're finally at the worst Alien movie in the franchise. And for me, that's the first AVP movie, Aliens vs. Predator. I went and saw this movie in the theater and I fell asleep. I was out cold. And I absolutely love Alien and Predator franchises, so I should have went in this loving it. So after I fell asleep, I just thought, well, maybe I was just tired that day, and I'll give it a watch again some other time. It took me an entire week to finish this movie. It's just bad. I don't think I've ever finished the movie in one sitting, and I've tried watching it multiple times because I just thought maybe I was tired and wasn't giving it the proper shot that it deserved. But I just kept falling asleep over and over and over again. I don't know. It's like, whose idea was it to make a PG-13 Alien vs. Predator movie? That thing should have been a hard R, nonstop brutality. You got two of the craziest and best in one movie? Come on. So what do you think of my list? Did I put them in the correct order? Where do you think Alien Romulus is going to fit within the franchise list best to worst? Let us know in the comments.